Hello, everyone. Welcome back to How Come on this Body Positivity Week. This week we are talking about how to be body positive and how important it is to sexuality and sex and loving yourself and all that stuff. So we are talking anorexia. We are talking about being a big, beautiful woman. We are talking about mental illnesses that can prevent us from being body positive. And it's a good episode. You guys are going to love it. The end... one of our guests had to leave, but I just needed to talk to the other one about said mental health issues and stuff. So if you're wondering like where that stuff is, just wait to the end or fast forward if you're specifically interested in anorexia and mental health. All right, guys, get ready for this one. It's going to be great.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
So our two guests are amazing. One of them is a body positive BBW adult entertainer. Give it up for the wonderful Sofia Rose.
Woo!
Hello, Sophia.
Hello.
And the wonderful actress, comedian. She plays her mom on the internet, and she just became Twitter famous.
Stop.
Give it up for Alyssa Limperis.
Oh,
Woo!
God. Twitter famous truly just means I have more than the 3 followers I had before.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
You have to look at the before and out. Yeah, it's not like,
What's Twitter famous?
Exactly. I don't.
Did you get verified?
No, I didn't get verified.
They won't verify me either, so it's like,
What? It's
What?
like. Yeah.
Why?
because I'm an adult performer.
They don't.
They no
verify
longer do
adult
it. No, they no
performers?
longer do it, and they've taken off badges off of others
Oh, my God.
Why?
because we're adult. And Twitter's trying to be a little bit more PC, even though they're not.
Oh, right. It's like,
You
they're
know
trying to be
what?
PC, but then when a white supremacist, they're like, well, let's hear him
Yeah,
out.
no.
Let's hear him out.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Facebook too, though.
Facebook too.
put so many girls in jail just for being like, a boy hurt my feelings in a really serious way. They're like, man hater. Facebook jail.
I know.
I posted a meme today about Tom from MySpace and how he never suspended accounts, and
He
we all
didn't.
had free speech.
We did.
And I was like, why don't we go back to MySpace?
You're so right. Poor Tom.
I was like, Tom, come back.
he was the good guy.
Yeah.
I
We're
liked
all
Tom.
always in trouble for something.
That cheeky little look over his
Yeah.
shoulder. Hey, guys, who, me?
We've all only ever seen one picture of
photo
Tom.
Right.
Tom.
No
Right.
idea how
But
tall he is.
we could have passed by Tom. Like, I don't look like me in a lot of photos.
You're so right.
Exactly.
That could be like Tom on like a very strange
He's a very
day.
basic looking guy in that
He
photo.
is too.
Yeah.
He could be any guy.
Yeah.
He's
probably a creep too.
yeah.
That's why he doesn't care. Yeah, that's why he didn't put any restrictions on us.
Yeah, true. No age.
But
yeah.
we were still so much more behaved, I feel. Like,
I
I don't remember getting into fights with anyone on
And
MySpace.
I don't remember posting nude pictures on MySpace. I can't remember if there were rules like that.
I can't either. And I do just feel like I don't think it was as interconnected as Facebook. Like, you know how on Facebook we scroll and we see all of our stuff? I don't think that's how MySpace was. I think you had to like go to someone's page,
did.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
had to
so
look
we
for
just
people.
you had to
Yeah.
look for people. I don't
Oh my God,
we
it
weren't
was such a weird feeling
Oh
going
my
in and being
God.
like, what am I going to do today?
Yeah, because it was much more intentional stalking because you had to type the name versus
Yeah.
now you just like, well, I happened to look at this thing.
Yeah.
It popped up.
That's true. I don't.
my
So I feel like it's so vague. I can barely remember.
Me too.
I remember the invention of the news feed like it was yesterday.
And don't you remember we were
in
fucking
Facebook?
pissed.
We were pissed.
We were like, how dare you?
How
dare
you?
I don't remember
If I
that.
wanted to read the newspaper, I'd buy the newspaper, you asshole. I want to type the names of the people I love.
No, I felt so violated.
Because what was it before? The same thing, just...
Yeah, you would have to go seek the person out.
I just had someone from MySpace DM me on Instagram and say how I'm so proud of how far you've come.
Shut up.
I had someone from junior high find my Instagram and
Yeah.
be like, do I know you? And it turned out, yep, you remember me from 7th grade. And I was like, how weird is that? Because I don't look like I did in 7th grade at all. I was like 90 pounds.
Oh, God. I had a boy hair. I had so much facial hair.
Really?
I just had such a big
How do you
stash.
have none now?
Oh, girl.
Do you wax it off?
Do I wax it up?
Laser?
I'm,
Okay.
I'm at the threading salon more
Okay.
often than, the
I don't know
grocery store.
why. I always assume like when people have nothing on their face or they look flawless, I'm like, oh, that's just how they woke up.
Do you wax?
I intend to. I have
Oh,
like,
see, but I can't. I feel like light hair.
was
it's
gonna say
light.
she's
It's
fair,
light, but
so
then
she
at
probably
the
has-
it'll grow out and
Oh,
then have like a
yes.
little like
Whiskers.
black on the end, and like I
Yes.
feel like I look like a catfish a bit.
Me too. I can notice it when it's there, even if people are like, I don't see it. It feels like it makes a shadow on your face.
Listen, nothing traumatizes you more until you get your first gray hair growing in on your face.
No.
You can't do anything about that.
You're so
Lasers
right.
can't find them. The lasers can't find. I just have little
Chins.
whiskers, like just random. I just pulled one out right on my way here, right on my eyebrow, and I was like, "I'm a witch." Oh no! And they're white, and I'm brown, so they show up.
Oh my God.
Oh man, I just
Yeah.
hate though when like you're in the car and like the sun is like gleaming off your face and like your boyfriend looks at you and you see him looking like directly at your mustache.
What is that?
And you're just like, oh, I know. I feel it with my tongue. I know.
Oh God.
That's funny.
I know. Being a woman's insane.
It's
The
insane.
things we do every
and
week.
why do we do them?
Why do we do them?
Do we do
I
them
don't
for
know.
each other, or
I
do we
don't
do it for
know.
men?
I don't-
because I don't think men really care.
Men don't
No,
care.
they-
I think it's for ourselves.
I think it's
each
for
other,
ourselves
you know
and
what
for
I mean?
yes.
It's because I can't wait to be so smooth.
We all like our legs freshly shaved.
Yeah, we
So
all
it's-
like to
it
be
feels really
smooth.
nice, but I'm just thinking it's one more thing.
I know it's
yeah.
one more thing.
Just one more thing.
Yeah, no, I know it's terrible.
Because we all get lazy with the legs too. We're like, it feels great, but then you don't want to keep doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially my upper thighs area. Forget it.
Hell
Those poor things are not
I
getting
got a lot of
attention.
upper thigh. It takes a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I feel like during sex though, if people notice that, it's not so bad.
Oh
But
yeah.
sometimes, like if I have like really stubbly ankles and my legs are up by your ears,
Yeah.
and then they go
By
to
the
kiss
face.
your foot or whatever,
and you got
I'm
those
like,
big ones coming
you
in.
literally look like a monkey.
Yes, I always have that patch right near
That-
the ankle,
that
and
you
that's right
skip.
by the head. It's
Yeah.
true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
No, and I am bad. Like if I'm not, I don't know. I am bad. If I'm not clean, I feel more self-conscious, and then I'm not able to have as much pleasure.
Yeah.
Because I'm like in my head about like I don't.
That's true. I think we're all like that.
That's
Yeah.
usually
I think
the thing.
The same thing for me.
Because like I don't know if it's for him. I don't know if it's for my boyfriend or more just for my own. Like I'll be
It's
able.
our own mindset.
Yeah.
We're always in our brain.
Well,
I
you're.
know.
I mean, you're a completely different case.
Yeah.
Alyssa and I have a bikini pic or two on the internet. But
Yeah.
you're like putting your body like on the
The
internet.
entire birth canal is
Yeah.
out there. I used to say I would never show the birth canal, and now it's all out there.
Yeah. And when did you start doing that?
I know with my daughter, that's actually what started me, ironically, in all of this.
Yeah.
And getting into anything adult, was that she was naturally born chubby, like totally the opposite of me. I was like this little skinny thing, couldn't gain weight. She was the opposite, just genetically bigger. And I wanted her to see that size didn't really matter. And this was all before it was all a thing. This was in early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I was like, size doesn't matter. Men find big women beautiful. I mean, I was married to her dad, and I would be harassed in grocery stores, gas stations. Like, it was almost unsafe for me to be by myself because between my big boobs and my big, it didn't matter if I had a fat stomach or fat thighs. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Guys just see the two things that they want to see, and
Yeah,
it's seriously all
yeah.
that triggers them. So I wanted her
and
to
a hot face. You got a
True.
hot face, girl.
I was lucky. I got genetically lucky. And I wanted her to see that. And that was what started the whole thing. And then I didn't really know what I looked like to everyone else until I submitted my photos. And everybody jumped on me right away. And I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't know. Like, we needed this.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was because I was Latina and I was plus size, and there really wasn't anybody that looked like me in the plus size community yet.
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they were from Iowa. And,
Yep.
you
Oh,
know.
hello, little niche. Let me
Yeah.
fill you.
Yeah, and I just showed up, and they were like, "Oh my god, a plus size Latina."
Yeah.
Kardashians were not a thing yet.
Yeah.
because I hear that all the time. You look like a Kardashian.
Yeah, you do look like a Kardashian.
Then I was at an award show last week in LA, and someone came up to me and goes, "Are you from Shaw's Sunset?" I was like, "I hear that all the time, but no, that's not me." She's a lot thinner than I am.
MJ?
I don't even know who the girl is, but
Yeah,
I just know
it
she's
would
got
be
big
MJ.
boobs
I mean-
and a big nose like me, and everybody thinks that I'm
You
her.
resemble each other. Sure.
No, I started in 2006.
Okay.
Just doing like fetish and basically what Instagram is today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would not show between my legs anything.
Yeah.
And then in 2011, everything was suggested. And I hated videos. Oh, I hated videos. But out of spite,
Yes.
Sure.
to piss off an ex, I was going to go ahead and do hardcore, like full on, showing it all, but with another ex that the other ex hated. It was a whole
bad
Okay,
girl.
you win.
Right.
That is
Bad
the ultimate.
girl.
no, it's not. So that was out of spite.
Yeah.
And that was 2012, and I'm still doing it.
Porn star,
Yeah.
adult film actress.
Snapchat, I'm a cam girl. I do live videos. I'm an Instagram hoe. I'm Twitter, whatever, twatter.
Twatter.
I'm a twatter. I mean, it depends on who you
You're like a multi-hyphenate. Like you're doing a lot of
right.
things. Yeah.
So I never like to limit myself to the term porn star because I perform in so many aspects and avenues of the adult industry.
Totally.
In entertainment.
Yeah.
Because realistically, for what I charge, which is basically nothing, I post 2 to 3 times a week, titty picture, and they might get to see me having sex, you know. But if I'm on set, they get all the BTS for 3 days, you know. Like, so I feel like it's more than fair
You
for what I
give
charge.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving a lot.
Yeah, you know, only so much makes it to Instagram, and there's so much more on Snapchat,
Totally.
and then Twitter gets a totally different view of me. And
Do we know his reaction? Did we ever hear from him?
no, I never heard from him. I know it's one of those love-hate. He hates me for everything I do, but I know he watches.
Oh, totally. And also, hate is still a fucking emotion.
Yeah.
Apathy is
Yeah,
when
yeah,
people
yeah,
have moved
yeah,
on.
yeah.
If you're still hating someone or
He-
someone hates you, there's still
On my
Yeah.
personal Instagram, he created, and this is the kind of stuff he did when we were together. He created a fake account, a catfish account. It was like a close-up of his beard, and I realized after as soon as I hit decline the friend request or the follow request, whatever it is on Instagram.
Are you
and
private?
It was my personal, so it's super private.
Oh, okay. You have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually deactivated my personal because fans kept finding it and stalking me and harassing me. And so I'm like, I'm just deactivating all my
Okay.
personal
Yeah.
accounts. So I have no Facebook, no Instagram on a personal level at all.
Yeah.
I don't have any pictures of my family. Like, it's all gone
Yeah.
because I just got tired of it. But that was kind of the last straw. Was he messaged under some Zach name, and I realized it was him, and I went, "This motherfucker."
This motherfucker.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
guess. So he, this motherfucker is still trying to stalk me. I was like, I so win. I
Yeah.
win.
100%.
Because I don't care what he's doing, but I
But
know
also,
he
what
still
an idiot to
watches
put his own picture as the.
It was like this weird shot of his porn.
I
of his
don't
beard.
care. Do you not
Yeah.
have access to Google Image? Any other image?
Yeah.
Here was
Idiot.
the kicker. This is what
Because it's
stole-
like he wanted you to know.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It is. And like just his mouth and the beard. I was like, that's my. Oh my god. I was like, done. Delete.
Yeah.
Deactivate. Get rid of everything.
See, that's a good impulse, though, because I feel like I might have the impulse to be like, fine, follow me.
No, not on my personal.
Yeah.
Because I know he can Google me and he can look at my Twitter and he can look
It's
at all
true.
my other stuff's public.
So why does he want it? Yeah.
You're a basket case.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about body positivity in the
Yes.
bedroom. Mostly, I mean, you're comfy, right? Clearly. Have you always been comfy? Because I was
have.
never, I'm still not.
So I'll tell you this. I think that when I was in my 20s, I'm in my 40s now.
What? That's crazy. The older we get, it's like, oh, yeah. But you could have told me you were 26.
I hear that a lot.
You have a big
Oh
versatile age range that you could play.
Damn, that's
know.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even going to try, I guess.
My daughter's 27. So in my 20s, I think I had the opposite of a body dysmorphic disorder type thing.
Yeah.
Where I saw myself smaller than
Yeah.
I really was.
My grandma always
I
says
didn't
that.
know I
She's
was
like,
gaining
look-
weight.
Yeah, okay.
And I still saw a smaller body. So it's kind of like the opposite. I'm the oldest of 10 kids. I have 8 brothers.
Yeah.
I think like a dude. I
Yeah.
act like a dude. Like, I don't know. Like, they've had to, when I was younger, had to teach me, don't you know you're a girl and those things are supposed to bother you? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I was always confident. Even the things that I knew were flaws, the fat rolls, the cellulite, all these things, I never, even the body image issues, I just didn't have. And my mom always said, I have an overconfident daughter. I have an overconfident. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, I just don't, it's not that I was overconfident or I've ever been overconfident. I just didn't, it never
Oh,
occurred to me
yeah.
to mind those things.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that put me at a huge advantage for a lot of the issues that women face. Do I experience them? I do, but now because I'm aware.
I did an Instagram story because I'm all about those stories this week, and I thought I was being the most vulnerable I've ever been. And I showed my armpits and I showed my tongue because I am the most self-conscious about both of those things. My tongue, I looked it up. It's called, it has fissures and it's called a scrotal tongue.
No.
So literally my
not
tongue
your fault.
looks like balls.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Like it's got deep grooves.
kinda
It looks
looks
like
like
a
a
brain.
brain.
yeah.
It's like the ugliest thing, and my armpits are just like, I don't know, like misshapen and shit. And I've since I was really, really young, I never felt like I could be sexy because there was that classic like put your hand on your head and like tongue out pose, like I can't do that because my tongue and armpits are so gross.
Oh my gosh. See, I don't even think about stuff like that. Now that you said, I'm like, oh, are my armpits weird?
Oh my God, I fucking hate my armpit. No, so
Because
I
I have a Sophia Loren pose I do a lot, and it's both my hands and my hair, and my armpits is showing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I never thought about my armpits.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry,
Great.
you guys.
Look what you just did.
I'm sorry, but I literally
I'm gonna
posted
go home
the
and look
story.
at my armpits.
Yeah,
Right, thanks so much.
Sorry, the moral of the story is I posted it, and a bunch of people wrote me being like,
What?
"Dude, this is so fine. Like, there's
I actually
nothing wrong
remember
with your
seeing
armpits."
the armpit post. I don't remember reading it. I just saw armpits, and I was like, "Yeah, they look fine. They look like armpits. Like no one has hot armpits, Rem.
You're
No,
right.
that's not true, though.
Olivia Wilde, hot armpits.
The world I live in,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are men
people very
that
attracted to
very
armpits.
attracted to armpits.
Really? Yes,
And they
yes.
I get asked for custom clips for armpits all the time, and I won't do them because it's weird. Like I don't know what to do.
It's not weird, you guys. If you like armpits, Olivia Wilde, check out her armpits. They're great.
Oh wow, I did not even ever think of the armpit as a sexual place.
What is your fan base made up of? Half and half, or
Yeah, I have a good following of
Nice.
both, and a lot of it is. I think my female fan base is admiration, and out of what I've done for the plus size community as far as body positivity for women of color, because I'm Latina. Yeah.
you're very age ambiguous and ethnicity ambiguous.
Yeah,
You're
and I
just
get that
like,
a lot with the ethnicity.
Yeah.
So people think I'm from Jordan or I'm
Yeah.
from the Middle East somewhere.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm Italian. And I'm like, dude, I'm not exotic. I'm just from LA. Like, there's nothing exciting about where I'm from. I'm from LA. My dad's Mexican. My mom's Spanish and Irish. But anyway.
Yeah. Alyssa, have you always found yourself sexy in bed?
Always, yes, me. Oh yeah. No, I had a miserable time. It's so like refreshing to even just hear you say that, because I feel like I have spent my whole life just trying to learn to love my body. I don't remember a time where I ever saw my body and was like, yes, good. I feel like I've just I was anorexic for a while. I'm still, kind of in recovery. Recovery is such a it's like, it's an always thing. I'm like, I'm healthier.
I can imagine.
But that's like a very honest and good thing to say. Like we were talking earlier about, people when they're like, yeah, I'm healed or whatever. And I'm like, that's something that you can't say to other people so that they can expect that you'll ever be fully healed.
I still remember that.
I feel like eating disorders can go both ways, though, because I feel like even people who are overweight have an eating disorder because they overeat. So the same way that you're trying to be conscious and healthy to maintain a healthy weight, it's the same in the reverse when someone's overweight and trying to stay down.
I read
Do you know what
Roxane Gay's book, Hunger. You should read it. It's amazing. It was like, but I read that book, and for the first time, it very much opened my eyes to like, oh, we're all dealing with the same thing. We're all using food. It's just using food emotionally.
It's a control.
It's a control thing.
It's totally a control mechanism.
I said to my friend the other day, I wonder what, like, if I stop days where I'm not thinking about food, I get so much more done. It's like, it's almost this wall I put up, because it's like, well, if all I've focused on is like how little I've eaten today, then like, okay, then I haven't had to worry about my actual life. If the food stuff were out of the question, then it's like, live your life. But it's an easy, blocker for me to just be like, it always happens when I feel out of control or when it's the same,
because it's the one thing that you can control.
It's like home.
In the
It's
moment.
like home.
Yeah. How old were you when you sorry, I'm like burping through the sentence.
I was a really big athlete in school. When I was like younger in high school, I did track and I danced. So I don't think I was as aware. Like I was.
You danced?
Yeah, I danced. Like,
did you do ballet?
Ballet, tap,
Me
acro,
too.
jazz.
Okay.
I was like a big.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I don't really know. But then the minute I got to college, it just I would say my freshman year of college, it just started, and then it got bad like my sophomore year, and then since then it's been like a long road to recovery. But I do think that as I get older and having a boyfriend, and I didn't orgasm for the longest time.
Really?
I didn't orgasm. I mean, I feel for you, because like I just feel like the minute I started orgasming, I was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, because because I didn't masturbate for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to come. Till after college.
Of course.
Yeah. We have to be talking about coming. This podcast is so great because it's like, then that and same with, guys, we fucked. It's like, women should be having pleasure out of sex. Women should be pleasurable instead of guilt. Because I went to Catholic school my whole life, and then I was also Greek Orthodox. And so it was shame and guilt and imperfection, and, having sex made you like,
it was dirty.
It was dirty. Whereas like, I don't know if anyone ever told me like, it's your choice to have it or not, and it is pleasurable for both people.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like,
and
that's what I want to tell my daughter too.
The point of it isn't so that just someone else feels good and that they get to tell them that you fucked them, or that you get to say that you had like what?
Totally.
I used to literally have so much sex just to be like, I had sex.
I did. And I used to think I didn't even really. Yeah, I remember always feeling. Yeah,
It's so weird how. Didn't you feel like you need, in order to like validate or value yourself, you needed to have sex? Like, you need to be, I'm desired.
Yeah.
Hold on, but then at the same time, now you're a whore.
Disgusting. Yes, true.
Because
We're supposed to be giving pleasure to each other.
Yeah.
This isn't about because it goes back to, like, we're talking archaic days, right? When guys, the dowry and needed a virgin, and that was a valuable thing. Well, why are we putting such value on that virginity when really, I mean, let's being honest, men often want an experienced woman.
Yeah, 100%.
But they also want a virgin. But why? Because it's supposed to feel better, be certain. It's supposed to be a certain right.
No, the virgin,
like, believe me, it didn't feel better with me. I was so dry as a virgin. I remember just being like,
I got a bloody nose the first time I had sex.
Really?
I got a bloody nose. My first.
Were you
sex
on
drive.
top?
I was on top and got
And
a
then
bloody
it
nose and
dripped
just
on his
dripped on
chest?
it was gross, and I freaked out because I have a hard time with blood.
Okay.
And so I'm like, what the fuck? I have a bloody nose. So he never came. I definitely never came. And that was like my first sexual experience. It was terrible.
How old were you then?
13 or 14.
Were you
I
guys
was right
friends?
No, he was my like first boyfriend.
Oh.
But like it got weird fast.
Okay.
I just know a year later, one of my friends said they saw him in a welfare line with a girl who was pregnant, and it was. I was like, that's kind of some kind of victory. I escaped.
damn.
I escaped.
How old was he?
He was just a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
I want to say it was right the summer before my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
But like I said, I still didn't know what an orgasm was. I didn't know the point of having sex was for me to have pleasure.
Yeah.
I was providing an orifice to the man.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think I got married really young. And I was with my husband. I didn't even know all the years I was married how to have an orgasm. I wouldn't let him go down on me. I didn't like it. It was disgusting. It's dirty. Now that's like my favorite thing. That's like a must.
Even while
If
doing
you are
porn,
not-
though?
I didn't start doing porn until I was 30.
Oh.
So I started really late.
Whoa.
And there's like an influx of
Wait,
girls
so you got
starting.
married at what age?
I got married at 21.
Okay.
But I was with him from the time I was 15.
Oh.
Right
Okay.
before my 16th birthday.
So you've always been a relationship person. You're
Yeah.
always.
Like I've been,
okay.
I think the longest I was ever single was like 6 months.
Wow.
And that was a long time for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't have relationships. I would stay with people for like 3 weeks and then leave them. But I think a big part of it, truly, if I think back, was like, I thought sex had to be for the perfect person. So if I dated someone for 3 weeks,
yeah.
and I was like, this isn't the perfect person, well, then I can't have sex with them. So then I have to
Have
get
to
rid of them,
move
because why
on.
would they ever stay with me if I'm not going to have sex with them?
Yeah.
Like I said, women, we're always in our head.
We are.
And so I think that it, as you get older, you start getting more in tune with things. It just changes.
Yeah, definitely. I really relate to that. Like, you only have to find the one.
Yeah.
Like,
I
my
think it drove
dad
me crazy.
did a recording of this that like it doesn't exist anymore. It like popped out and is not recorded. Thank God, because I was like, give me a sex talk, as if like you want, like
You were
were the one giving it to me, like, back in the day. And he went into this whole thing about how you have to find the right person.
Right. And I think I don't know if this is a big leap, but I do
Yeah.
think like it didn't help my eating disorder at all, because I think it made me crazy. Because then I'm going to college. I hadn't had sex yet. I felt like a fucking freak. I remember, and then now I'm like, well, I've waited all this time, so now this person better be right. So it's almost like every year my foot was in the door more. So the stakes of the person had to be had to
You're
keep
like, and I'm
going up.
wasting more time, and
I'm wasting more
I
time.
want to be fucking, but I don't want it to
Totally.
be the wrong. It's
Totally.
too much pressure.
It was so much pressure, and like I think then the eating disorder stuff. It just like my life became, pleasure was not at the forefront forefront of my life at all in any capacity. When I just think of like how pleasureless my life was, you know, if you think of like food is such a big source of pleasure, friends, you know, when you're anorexic, like you're so mean, I was so mean and cranky and cold, and I slept all the time. So it was like, yeah, and I wasn't having sex, I wasn't orgasming. It's like, yeah.
But you like banging.
I love banging, and now I love orgasm. Yeah, every time I have sex, it's like mandatory.
Do you remember your first orgasm?
I do. When was it? Like, yeah, I think I remember it, and I think it might have been like my senior year of college. I don't think I was masturbating yet. I think it was with this guy who had like already graduated, and he was like, I think he was fingering me.
Okay.
I think it took me a very long time to come during sex.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. Isn't it interesting that I feel so driven by sex and like my desire appetite's really big, but orgasming wasn't the goal. And
it was just the validation.
It was because the sex itself feels really, really
it does.
good.
I don't know. I always
even
forget
if
that.
I don't.
I love.
I just love the whole act of it.
Yeah.
And so even if I don't orgasm, it's not a necessary. It's not a requirement. But I want it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want it.
Yeah.
But because I'm the hard nut to crack, I know that it takes more time, and sometimes just time isn't there. But I still feel good.
Yeah.
And in my, my private life, when the man achieves an orgasm, for me, it does give me pleasure, and I don't like to. I'm not trying to push the whole we're pleasuring men. In my personal relationship, that is what my goal is. So it's like
you should pleasure the person that you're with.
I feel good about
Agreed.
it.
Yeah, if you care enough to be seeing me naked and stuff, like you should care enough about me having a nice time,
and the thing,
vice versa.
The feeling sexy part, like I've always been told by guys, "Oh, you just have no shame. You just like because I'm ready to fuck. I just take off my clothes and go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not hung up on how my body looks.
Yeah.
And I just think, listening to you guys, I just think we were kind of raised differently in my life. I was just
your family life, even having
we
brothers.
were never told. I was never told I needed to wait for the right person. I never heard those words.
And that's a big thing.
But then when I started to think about it just now, I was like, but they never really talked about sex at all. But I have a long history of child sexual abuse in my life. So my parents wouldn't talk about that because that was such a sensitive thing.
Did they know about it?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
It was, Sure. When I was 11, I came forward and had a very graphic court case. It was awful. But that's why I think they didn't ever say that. So I never, ever felt that. And then I think probably into my 20s, I was thinking that I was seeking validation because of the mental abuse that comes with sexual abuse.
Right.
But I know now that I look back that none of that was the case.
It doesn't have to do with each other.
No, it doesn't.
You're just who you
and
are.
actually, the sexual abuse probably made it easier for me to do the job I do now.
Yeah.
But my drive or appetite for sex has nothing to do with that experience at all. It's just how I am. When I've talked to my brothers, we've had these conversations. They have the same sexual appetite.
Yes.
My mom has it. Like, I'm like, we're just
the fact that your mom said it gets worse. It's like,
I'm like, Mom, how does this get worse? Like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, my dad used to be really proud of his. I mean, he still is. And I'm like, I'm my father's daughter. And everyone's like, no one wants to know that.
Well, sex was not, it was.
The freaky things, like nothing shocks my mother. So that was, I was starting to tell you earlier. I have my stepmom and my dad, and then my biological mom. My biological mom has been on set. She's walked red carpets with me. She's been there. She's like a stage mom, like a little porno stage mom.
Yeah.
Does she condone it? No.
Okay.
But
Does she love you and support you?
Yes. I'm her pride and joy even still.
Yeah. Yep.
Out of all the kids, I'm still the one she's the most proud of. And it's because I'm doing what I want and I'm doing it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm safe. And that's what she always says. She always just be safe, Mia. That's all. Just be safe. Yeah. You know. But anyway, I just realized in that conversation that you guys were having that I never was told I had to wait for the right person or that I was looking for something to be perfect. Because I was always just kind of like about my own animal instinct. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, it was just my own drive.
Which is
to
good
wanna
because
have
you were
sex.
like listening to your body. Whereas I think a lot of my life I was like,
Don't
repressing.
listen.
Don't listen.
Don't listen.
Your body's lying to you.
Yeah, your body sucks.
Your body sucks.
Yeah, and everything is wrong with you. Like, I also grew up in the city, like here, and like
that's got to be crazy.
and I did ballet and stuff, and that was like I developed early in ballet. So like I had these like fucking weird little like nubbin tits coming through and like my ass was fat before other girls were, and like it was all about being thin and shit. And I mean,
ballet is great.
I will never say like, oh, I was anorexic, because that's a disease, you know. But
you can. It's a spectrum.
But
it's a
yeah. But I got to the point that like I was very proud of the days that I wasn't eating.
Yeah.
And like my teacher was like making sure that my friends were watching that I was having lunch, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I still think it's the coolest story now. Like I'm like, I was so controlled. You know, like that was such a
well
cool,
in ballet it was almost
it
was like rewarded in a way. Like
Yeah.
ballet, because
I was a gymnast and it was like that too.
Yeah.
And I was like you, developed super early. Just I
And we have to
literally
wear those
woke up overnight.
leotards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woke up overnight with body parts and was just like, what the hell just happened?
Also, if you have armpit hair, people really talked about that. I remember
Oh, I
this
used to
girl
get harassed
Annie
about
had
my leg hair. Because I'm a hairy Latina. So they were just, you know, why don't you shave your legs? Yeah, that's gross.
Oh God, do you remember the first time that happened? I just was like, all right. I went home.
I went home crying, and my stepmom, she shaved my legs for me because I couldn't even put the razor to my legs because I was terrified
I know.
of the razor.
Oh, see, I was scared from so much earlier that I started shaving my legs at 9.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, because I was like, I have to grow up,
Of
and
course
I can't
you moved
be
down to the arms.
and
You're
I can't
bored.
be
You
gross.
can do legs for a while.
Right. No, and then obviously, like, then you're in it. Like once you start, you can't stop, and then it's just like another thing to add to your disgusting fucking body.
So then we're talking about this control with food. When I was younger, it was making sure I eat to gain weight because I couldn't gain weight. So it's actually kind of funny psychologically. I know that's why I'm overweight now, is because I never want to be thin because I feel like it means I'm unhealthy.
Totally.
Okay.
And that I'm poor again.
Yes.
And so I recently had a tummy tuck.
Okay.
And I told my doctor, my surgeon, I said, if my ribs are protruding out of my body when I get out of surgery, you did your job wrong. You failed. And he goes, I understand. I look at pictures of myself when I was 8, 9, 10. I was so rail thin and bony and like unhealthy, but we were poor. I didn't eat. I was going through all my sexual abuse issues. So I was really like sick all the time. And it was just a really bad time. So to me, I associate it that way. And isn't it funny though that you were the opposite? You were, like, trying to make sure so I was the opposite for me.
Well, also
people wanted me to gain weight.
But yeah, for me, it was like I was like always a chubby kid, and so it's almost like the opposite. Where
Were
it's like
you?
in my head, I'm like, I never want to go back to feeling. It's maybe I think
yeah,
you're right
yeah.
that it's like we're fighting whatever we were that. Yeah,
So I tell people that all the time. I never want to be. It's never a goal to be. I want to be healthy, and I was athletic, and you know, like I hit puberty and I gained weight. It's just like that. And I remember the day I gained 100, got to 100 pounds, and we were all excited because the scale finally broke 100 because I couldn't get there, and I was 13 and I still couldn't get there. And it's just like boom. All of a sudden, I had tits, ass, thighs, stretch marks, you name it. It was all there.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
being
god.
traumatized over the stretch marks.
Stretch marks were the biggest
Because I had them on my
depression
boobs because they were just there.
Same.
I was like,
boobs, thighs,
Mom.
ass,
Yep. And then my mom took I think it was a Sports Illustrated or
inner boob
Cosmo.
and outer boob.
Here, you name
Yep.
it, all of it. Inner thigh, outer thigh too.
Yep.
And she took a Sports Illustrated, or I think it was a Sports Illustrated, and the girl was like leaning with her arm, you know, the armpit pose.
God damn it.
And her boob was exposed through like some gold netting.
Yeah.
And you could see the stretch marks.
Oh.
And she's like, look, everybody has them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Cry.
and they Photoshopped this shit, right?
Yeah.
But they couldn't because she had like a netting
Right.
on
Right.
her, so they
Oh,
couldn't
yeah, that
really
would be-
Photoshop it back then. Probably could now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was her
I
way
can
of making
Facetune
me
that shit.
I know. So
Give
that
me
was
an
how-
hour with that.
Send me your photos, guys. I love doing it.
I'm so bad on Facetune. Every time I do it, my face just kind of gets erased and it's like blurry. You know that tool?
Do you do? I don't use it on my face. I use it on my body.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
I used to care so much about how I looked. I still care, but I had to just start being like, I have to focus on like, did I do well in that video? Was I funny in that video? Like, because I used to just the first thing I would look at is like, how do I look? And it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Did I make someone laugh? Like, I look terrible in those mom videos, terrible. But I'm like, whatever. You know, like I stopped caring about putting makeup on. I was like, the goal of these is to be funny. If I add another layer of caring if I look like hot under this stupid wig, it's like,
But
who
that's
cares?
the thing, and like as a female, like that's what you're told is important from the beginning, and that's what's told
but
is
who
that
tells
you're
us that?
valuable.
Who?
I mean, everyone, like even like, and I love my dad, but my moniker is Pretty Remy. So growing up, I was Pretty Remy.
Oh my
Pretty
gosh!
Remy.
I feel like
you know,
we all have the same experiences, but just the opposite. My dad used to
Same,
say to
but
me,
different.
My dad used to say to me, "You're pretty ugly." So I don't like when someone calls me pretty, because as soon as I hear it, I hear pretty ugly in my head.
well, obviously,
But
I
you know
wouldn't
why
like
he
that.
used to tell me that was because he didn't want me to get a big head. Well, he traumatized me for my whole life.
Yeah.
I cannot hear the word pretty. I can't take a compliment. It took me forever to learn to take a
But
compliment.
how are
even.
you so body positive then if you don't find
Because
yourself pretty?
it was only that. It was only something my dad had the power to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, your dad doesn't tell you I love you every day, but you know he loves you. Like,
Yeah.
he just
Sure.
has that power.
Yes.
That's how it was. He'd go, "Oh, Mija, you're so beautiful. You're so pretty." And I'm like, "I am pretty ugly and pretty. I have to stay that way." But it also gave me tough skin.
I see. Like a joking kind of.
You can't be mean to me. Like
Sure.
these guys online try to harass me, bully me over. I mean, I've been going back and forth with someone today. Like, like he blocked me. I won because he blocked me.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like your dad had this
I mean,
power.
dads have power over
Dads have
daughters.
power.
But I always thought, and I recently had like a kind of a breakthrough. It was like 2 years ago or something. I was like competing with a girl over a guy, and I was crying to one of my friends, and I was like, "She's so much prettier than me. I'm never gonna like." And he was like, "Okay, this is gonna come out so wrong." He's like, "But pretty isn't your number one thing."
Yes.
And he's like, "And that's okay." He's like, "You have so much more than that. Like, you're really funny, Remy. Like, she probably isn't funny at all. Like,
So
you're
that's
really
what I tell a
you
lot of
know,
girls. I'm like, don't be intimidated by obvious beauty.
Yes.
yeah,
Don't be intimidated by it, because I feel like people get intimidated by me, and then there's so much more to me.
yeah, yes,
And there's this like so much more on the other end too. So like there's like, don't be intimidated by it just because everyone else is saying, you know what I mean? Like, you can't
no,
do
but
that.
to acknowledge within yourself, oh my God, there's more to me, and just because I have a pimple today doesn't mean I'm like a completely like I used to be so I have
That being said, Jesus Christ, Remy, the size of that pimple.
it hurts.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I went on Accutane when I was 15.
Yeah, true. You have great skin.
Yeah, no, because I've been obsessive over every little thing, like
I know.
forever.
But it's true when you take it away of like, what if that's not it? Because like,
That's
what
not
if it's,
it.
What if there's, because like also guys you're with, think of, is it really hot? No, it's like if you like
No,
them.
I'll
and
tell
if-
you
yeah.
what
The
my-
thing
my
that's hot about you is you just take your fucking clothes off and you're like, you want
the
to
confidence.
fuck?
That's what I was
That's
just about to tell
confidence.
you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier when you guys were talking, I just wish I could just like intravenously
Inject
give it
us.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I hate hearing women hold themselves to a standard that's just so unrealistic and not healthy. It's not healthy in the sense of mentally what it's doing.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm just not built that way. Like I said, when I do have those issues, it's truly me.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, this one little spot on my scar is just driving me crazy, but I know no one else sees it. It's just me.
Right. Well,
but
that's
that
what I
doesn't
noticed too.
impact
Is the more
my-
you tell people about your flaws, like I have a few things besides the armpits and the tongue that bother me. But every time I point it out to a boyfriend, they're always like, "Oh, I didn't notice before." I know. And then I'm like, "Oh shit."
Well, that's what I was going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to see your tongue and be like, her tongue's so weird. It looks like a brain or
Right.
a
No one's
scrotum.
like, oh, it's on my dick and I'm happy.
yeah, it actually feels real nice with the grooves.
Yeah.
You have a
So,
ribbed,
like,
you have a ribbed tongue,
Ribbed
girl.
for his pleasure.
Ribbed for his pleasure tongue. Are you kidding me?
So I feel like that's part of the confidence like women need to embrace, because I think it overall affects your sexual
Yes.
appetite, your ability to orgasm.
Yes.
So who was the person that you ended up giving your flower to, even if he was not the right person?
He was wonderful.
Okay.
He
was?
was
Okay,
the
great.
right person. He was so great. I still bump into him sometimes in New York. He's great. We
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how weird.
I know it's very, but it feels like such a different version of me. I was really like sick at the time. I was like really thin, and it wasn't like. She seems like a little girl to me.
Yeah.
So like when I see,
that's good though.
yeah. So when I see him, it's like, oh, you took care of me in a very dark time, and you really brought a lot of light to my life. But I can't tell you how bad the first sex was. I mean, it was so. I just remember we were like, we're gonna do it outside. you've waited this long. We're going to do something crazy. So we tried to do it outside, and I was just so nervous and like so tight and so like not.
Wait, sitting down outside?
Well, I went
standing
to school
up
in the
outside?
mountains.
Okay.
So it was kind of like we went like
to lay
to
on
lay.
maybe, yeah, okay.
Yes, to lay on the
In
dewy.
the brambles.
Yes. So then we went back to like his dorm in a twin bed, and we did the deed, and I remember feeling such a great sense of relief. I don't even think I cared about the sex because like I was just like, it's fucking done. It's done.
Yeah.
And
so
now
proud
I
of
can move
yourself.
on
Yeah.
with my
Box
life.
checked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we dated for a while, and yeah, we ended up breaking up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's nice.
But that really did make me think like, it doesn't have to be like, yeah, it's not the right person. It's like, it's just like
No, the right person for right now.
for right now. That's
Yeah.
it's a great addendum. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you are making the active choice, that's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. And have confidence in that choice. I want to have sex right now.
Yes.
Let this be okay. Okay, it wasn't the best. Fine.
Yeah.
When I got married at 21, I had only had 3 sexual partners, counting the man I was married to.
Whoa.
And I only had that till I was 30.
Wow.
And the irony, I do porn, right? I've been with some massive dicks. I didn't know he had a small dick
Yeah.
because I'd only been with 2 other men.
Yeah.
Totally.
So when I started getting out there, I'm like, oh my God, I've been missing all of this.
That's
Well, no
probably
wonder.
why they made the system that way.
No.
Totally.
This is why I never had an orgasm, because I didn't know.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
his dick was not big enough.
Yeah.
And
well, are you an inside comer?
I am clitorally stimulated.
Me too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But you can do it you can't like
So
like when you say you need a big dick to come, like do you? Because
no,
most
yes and
women-
no. Okay, yes and
okay.
no. So then I was only able to come if I had a vibrator on my clit while he fucked me. That was the only way. Since then, I've learned like I can come from oral. Like a guy can just
sure.
go down on me. I mean, it takes a minute, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And my trigger is my nipples are like a direct line to my clit.
Amazing.
So my current partner he knows me so well
Totally.
that he'll be on my tits, get me going, and I'll be like, oh my God. And then he knows how to move my body. So it's not hitting my clit anymore.
Yeah.
It's all just vaginally, and it fucking is unreal.
Wow.
Okay, he's the only one who's done that in all my
That is
sexual
some, like,
experience. I'm like, how did you
ninja
figure
shit.
that out?
That is ninja. That is amazing.
How did you figure that out? I guess like blew my mind, because up until then, and I'm in my 40s, I've only had clitoral orgasms. So
Yeah.
let me just switch the conversation. I do have to go soon.
Oh, yes.
But I do porn. So I think one of the most popular questions I get is, do you come from sex on
Yeah.
the set?
Oh yeah. Sure.
So, and I do meet privately with fans, and sex often takes place.
Yeah.
I do not come from either. I'm aware
Oh.
of the camera. I'm trying to perform for the screen,
Yeah.
not for pleasure.
Yeah.
That I never actually get in the headspace to come.
Right.
So I just don't get there.
yeah.
When I'm with my partner, that emotional connection is there. It is so important to me
Yeah.
that's what puts me on another
What and these
realm.
like the meetings with fans?
So the meeting with fans,
like they'll pay you. I mean,
they're
I
meet and greets.
assume.
They're paid meet
Yeah.
and greets, just
Yeah.
like any other
Yep.
public figure.
Yeah.
What happens behind closed doors is between 2 consenting
Yes.
adults.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get all the legal stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously they're meeting privately with a porn star. You can't. It's not something we can go do at Starbucks and have a normal conversation.
Porn Starbucks.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's
Name
Starbucks.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they often, that is goal,
Yeah.
to make a porn star come.
Yeah.
So I will play into that, and I can say maybe 5 times it's actually been real. I'm selling a product.
Yeah.
So if that's what I need to do to make their night,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'm a paid performer and I know what to do.
Exactly.
So I can make it seem like that, obviously.
Yeah.
I think people think in this business that, oh, she must have been with so many men. I'm with the same men.
Yeah.
I'm a pseudo girlfriend,
Yeah.
basically, to a lot of the same people.
Oh,
is
okay.
how I look
Okay,
at
okay.
it. And it's more of like, I come to New York every 6 weeks because I need their fix, not because, you know what I mean? I'm meeting a whole new set of 20 guys.
Right.
It's literally the same people.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I do tell people I feel like I'm pseudo girlfriends
Yeah.
because sometimes my phone's blowing up and I feel like, oh my God, they're so needy.
And you don't care about him actually making you come because you're doing your job, but you don't you want to hand off some tricks?
To them?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll put me out of business.
All right. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, no, I have to make them always want more. And
All right. Well, I'm sure everybody listening wants more. Can you remind my fans where they can find you online if they want to follow you?
so Twitter is at BBW Sofia Rose, and I spell my name with an F. Mm-hmm. It's a good letter.
Yes.
Fuck. And then on Instagram, it's I Love Sofia Rose because they took down BBW Sofia Rose. And my website is ilovesofiarose.com. It's all subliminal message, so you'll love me.
Yes.
And I'm also on platforms like ManyVids. I'm on Fan Centro, where you can buy my Snapchat.
Cool. Alyssa Limperis?
Yes. I'm at Alyssa Limp.
Yeah.
ALYSSA Limp on Twitter and Instagram. And those are the main places. AlyssaLimperis.com if you want to see shows or all my videos.
Cool.
and all that
I'm
jazz.
going to follow you.
You too. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
Alyssa doesn't keep them limp. Alyssa just
That's
I'm sorry.
right.
I don't know. Whatever. I tried.
Yeah.
I have to ask this at the end of a sexual experience as a courteous host. Sophia, did you finish?
I did. It was amazing.
Okay, great. Alyssa, did you finish?
I did.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you next time on How Come.
I want to come again.
Yay. Bye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just
Okay, so we just had so much fun with Sophia, but I just had a few questions I wanted to ask Alyssa about her stuff. So Alyssa, my sweet.
Have you found it easy to be body positive during sex? I mean, can you be body positive if you have an eating disorder?
I think so. And I do think
Okay.
it's maybe even freeing. Maybe. Some days. I feel like when I'm having bad body days, it's definitely harder to feel comfortable during sex. But I don't know when the transition happened. But I do feel like I almost don't even know if they're super correlated. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, I'm like,
No, what do you mean?
maybe for me, I'm like, it's more about me. Whereas like like it's almost sometimes less about my body. So like during sex, if I'm naked, like then I'm in sex and I'm like actually focusing on pleasure. But it's more this thing. It's more like a control thing that I do when I'm feeling paralyzed or upset or out of control.
But that's a very interesting thing to note, is that you're able to focus on pleasure.
Yes.
Like I feel like a lot of my sex life was hindered because I'm constantly thinking about my body, or like a stray hair or a cellulite or a ripple, you know, like, or your chin looks funny, or
Totally. I definitely remember that phase for sure. I think, once
but you can push it out and just be like, okay, so I'm in this moment and my boyfriend's doing this and it feels nice and I want to make him feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't, so for me, I think with sex, it's less like, it's almost maybe a time where I am like, anorexia is so like lack of pleasure that it's almost like sex is kind of freeing. Maybe
You can let yourself have this one thing.
maybe, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is nice, and definitely
It's
not
like,
always
and
that way.
because you can kind of be a glutton about it too.
Yeah.
And there's no repercussions except for like maybe you burn some calories
Totally.
and feel good.
Yeah, listen, I got a Fitbit on the whole time.
Yeah.
I got Fitbits on my ankles. Listen, I'm working. Yeah, no. No, yeah. Yeah.
And then, so you lost your V card to your boyfriend. You were in college. Then did you ever have random sex years? Obviously.
Yes, I had random sex years, but I remember feeling so excited to have random sex years because I didn't have them for so long. Because I dated that guy for a couple of years, so it wasn't until my junior year I went abroad, and for the first time I was like able to have sex with people. Like I wasn't a virgin anymore, and I wasn't in a relationship.
You broke the seal.
Exactly.
And it was like, oh, he wasn't the one. Well, let's go find
Bring
some
it on.
more. Not
Exactly.
the ones. Yeah.
I just remember it feeling so freeing, but I still didn't really have sex with that many people because I was so obsessed with the number at that point. I don't know.
Same.
And now it's like, God, who cares?
Yeah.
But then I was so obsessed with
For
it.
a long time, I was like really proud because I had only fucked like 7 people. My first boyfriend was like the 7th guy, and I was really proud of that. And then the second we broke up, I was like, well, now my number's too low, and I like went on a rampage. It's so crazy how like you can just be like,
whereas like I don't even think my
put
boyfriend's ever
body
even like
through
who
this.
cares?
Who
Like,
cares?
No one cares.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Except you.
Except us.
Yeah.
That's a big lesson in life that I feel I'm learning every day. No one is thinking about. No one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No.
They know. Yeah.
I also, this is an aesthetic thing. This is the first time I learned that no one cares kind of about your appearance. I was like 10 and I fell rollerblading, as you do, scraped up my whole face, have a diary entry from like there's like 4 days of me being like, I can't go outside, I'm hideous. And then I finally left the house and I was like, you know what? It's okay. Nobody was staring.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Totally.
you think you're so offensive to other people. No one cares.
I know.
You don't exist in their life.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I do think it's helpful to get out because I can really isolate. Like even still, I do feel like it's just about what our mind builds up of it. But if I have to leave the house every day, I'm a much better person. The minute I stay in my house all day, I can convince myself like, you've gained so much weight. You don't.
Yeah.
It's a danger. My mind is kind of a dangerous place to hang out for a while.
Yeah.
So
You got to keep busy.
you got to keep, but not like I try not. Sometimes I keep too busy and then I'm just like pushing stuff away. But if I'm, I feel like I have 2 modes. I'm like so busy I can't breathe, or
Yeah.
I'm like I've watched the whole
have,
Office.
I mean, I know it's on hiatus, but you have a mental health pod.
Yes, with May Wilkerson.
That, and it is called
Crazy in Bed.
Crazy in Bed. Yeah. Which Alyssa, when it first came out, she was like, it's not about sex,
It's not
Remy,
sex.
don't worry. And
It's
I was
a pun.
Like, I was
It's a
like,
pun.
okay,
Crazy in bed.
Yeah.
Like we're crazy and in bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think your crazy has played into your sex life and relationships? Like, obviously,
Yeah. Yes.
with boyfriends, they
but
have
almost
to.
what from our conversation, it's like almost in the worst ways. It's like I've been either like very anxious, and so that's been like, oh, I can't date this person because I'm not gonna have sex.
Yeah,
with like
yeah.
my anxiety, I think negatively, it absolutely. And then same with like my depression, just bouts of just like I couldn't even feel like the idea of feeling horny when you're depressed. It's like it's just not. Yeah, I don't feel.
Yeah, being horny and depressed at the same time are it's a very strange combination of emotions.
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot.
I do it, and I'm like, I don't like before. Yeah, oh my God, it used to be so sad, especially before I could come. Oh,
So sad.
God, yeah, no. So, but in your relationships, like when I have a boyfriend, I have to kind of like train them through the depression.
Yes.
If they've never been with a depressed person before.
Well, yeah, even that's funny you say that. I feel like I'm just now learning that. Whereas like I feel like even because I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years, and I feel like anyone before that, I had so many walls up. I would never even dare tell them. It was just like me, I'm perfect, cool, and fun. Yeah. And then after a month, I gotta go. Like I never got to the point where I let them be like, here's the deal. Here's all my things. Here's So I do feel like if I were to if I was just starting to date the boyfriend that I've Luke or whatever, maybe he won't want me to,
It's Luke. No.
If I were to start dating him like today, I'm sure I would be like, hey, here's the deal. Sometimes XYZ, sometimes XYZ. Yeah. But before,
Well, when did you get diagnosed?
Well, I guess it just was all kind of, once I started going to treatment for my eating disorder, it was like, oh, do you feel, I also feel sad. Or like, well, the biggest thing with the eating disorder treatment that helped me was like, this is not like when you want to starve, when you have the urge to starve, like what I don't want you to, I don't want to tell you not to starve. I want to tell you like why is that urge coming? Where's that coming from? And what else can we fill that urge with? Like, yeah. Cause it's if the urge is always going to be there. Right. So we need to fix the urge, because if not, you're going to keep going to this.
Totally. How old were you when you were first getting treatment?
When I was like a sophomore in college. So what is that? 20?
Yeah.
19, 20.
You didn't have to like drop out or anything.
I was only, I had to drop some courses. So I was only taking I took a light load, and I had to quit track, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're like, I'm tired.
That
at
was
this
a
point.
perk. Yeah, get me out of here. And then I started, doing comedy. So it all kind of had its way of working out.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like shunned by other girls for having an eating disorder?
No, I went to a school where
Everyone did.
I mean, the numbers, if I actually looked at it, it's like, I bet the numbers are very high, especially in my friend group. I went to school, very like overachieved, like a very hard academic school in the middle of the mountains with a very small student body.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone was on a treadmill all the time.
And like
just
type
like,
A
and nowhere to go. Like, I feel like cities gave me fucking air. I remember feeling like I could breathe when I got to New York City. Just like, I can breathe. I don't have to worry about, like, my eating stuff got a lot better once I came to a city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, when was the turning point that you were like, this is unbearable?
Turning point for bad. It's so, I think of it as like, I think I was just, it was always there somewhere. And it was just the first time that I was alone. I was so sad. I was so lonely. I remember feeling so when I went back for my reunion, the minute I got to campus, I just like lost it, like shaking. Like, I think I had a really bad, I had great friends there, and I don't think it was anything the school did wrong, but it just was not great for me. And so I was just so sad. I was drinking a lot. I was so anxious. It just wasn't good. I hadn't had sex. I didn't like know how to be vulnerable in a relationship. I had been in one, and he broke up with me, and like it just was too much. I think that it was like too much, and the way my body reacted to it, because I wouldn't have known the words depression or anxiety. I just knew like it feels too heavy.
The world is closing in on me.
Yes, the walls are closing in, and here's a thing that I can do, and okay, food is where I'll start. And like, so that's just kind of where it started. And then slowly over the years, it's been this thing of like, oh yes, I'm someone who runs really low. And so like, it's just, I would have not known that then. So it was easy. Like, for a while, it was just like, oh, I guess I just wanted to be thin. And it's like, nah, that's like maybe a piece of it, but it's just a bigger cocktail.
Yeah. And then your turning point for good was?
Turning point for good, I really think, one, like coming to the city and finding comedy and finding my people and being like, oh, I don't feel like, I felt so alone all the time. And I really feel like comedy was the first place where I was like, here are my people. I feel at home. And then being in a good relationship that was like, oh, we're just like best friends. And like, I'm so happy all the time that like, there's no time for sadness. There was less time for self-hatred, because it's like, no, there's someone here who loves you all the time, and you love him. Why are you going to be like, And then losing my dad was very just like, during losing my dad, it definitely kicked back in, because it was just kind of a comfort. Death and seeing it and being like, we don't have a lot of time. I don't have time. Should I I don't know. I can worry about this, but snap out of it. Like,
there's so much other and
I'm doing what I want with my life, and I think that's a big thing too.
I know, that's such a huge reminder.
Don't you think? Like, I think I was waiting for so long to live the life I wanted to, that eating was just an easy way to it was like, this is an escape. Whereas now it's like, no, I don't want to escape my life. I love my life. I'm doing exactly what I want. But I think
eating or not eating, like either way, like defining your days and thinking about it all day, it's just kind of like, I used to think about it as like kind of wasting time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I would just be like, well, in 5 more wasted days, it'll be Tuesday, and then I'll be there in time technically, but this is just me getting through.
And if you're depressed, or if someone broke up with you, if you're feeling heartbroken, or if you're not living the life you want, if you're like working at a place you hate, it is an easy thing.
Let me just move through life, and then I'll wait until it's over or whatever.
Which again goes back to that urge where it's like, that's why it's like, I do think good therapists are like, wait, why are you drinking? Why are you like not eating? Because we got to fix that.
Yeah. Or either like, as stupid as it is, like sometimes I'll post shit on Instagram, and now I'm like, where's the urge coming from?
Yes.
Why are you posting this? Are you to make someone jealous?
Yes.
Is it to like,
raise my self-esteem?
Raise my self-esteem? Is it to show somebody that your body looks good? Is it a flirt? Totally. Why am I doing this? And if it doesn't have the right intentions, like, even if you get like a lot of likes, which you probably won't.
Right.
Like, when you put things out there with bad intentions, you don't get the feedback that you want.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
So like, even if you do get that, it's not going to feel good because
you're so
nothing's
right.
going to fill that hole.
It's just like eating French fries or like starving yourself for day. It's like
Yeah.
it's a temporary fix, but it's not solving the whole.
Yeah. Oh my God. And it's such an addiction too. Food and
All of it.
Instagram likes.
Yeah, because but my problem too is like, but then when I'm just like stripped of everything and like in the mountains, then I know I go crazy too.
Right.
So it's like I do have to have like it's a balance. I need a lot of like noise and stimulation. And
How early into a relationship do you usually start talking about depression or having an eating disorder or whatever?
well, eating stuff is easier to talk about in my opinion in a way because it's just I remember I always used to just tell people like I'm just a little weird with food or like let's not go to dinner, like let's just get a drink or something at first.
Yeah.
But then once you're with someone enough, they notice. So,
Yeah.
I used to be so scared. I used to keep it such a secret, and it was I just remember I didn't want anyone to ever find out because it was like my secret, and if people found out, then like I lost all the power.
Yeah.
And then once I started just talking about it and speaking about it, then it does kind of hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend's like, nope, you need to eat dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not like, you're eating dinner. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
strange when it comes from another person who cares about you too. Like, and this is such a much more minimal thing, but sometimes I'll either be like to Ben, I'm like, I want another nose job. And he's like, if you get more surgery, I will kill you.
I'll kill you. I'll leave you. That's what I'll leave you. If you want to keep skipping, no, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. Which is like, okay, don't shame anybody if they want surgery.
Of course.
At the same time. But it's saying, I like you the way you are. I want you to be mentally good and sound and satisfied, and because I am. And then you hear, oh, you are? Really?
Yeah.
With this imperfect thing?
And
interesting point.
Because if you got another nose job, if I starved myself for a few weeks, it's the same thing as that Instagram post. Would we feel better?
No.
No. We wouldn't. We would like, so it's more like we have to be like, what? But it's complicated. Mental health is so complicated because then sometimes I'll be like, okay, so if that won't make me happy, well then and then if depression sets in and takes the driver's seat, then it's like, well, nothing will. And that's a dangerous zone that I fear, and I don't.
Yeah.
Because depression's a big convincing actor and liar.
Huge.
And it's like really crazy what it can do to you in a day. So I really work, a lot of my life is to avoid ever kind of landing in those zones.
Yeah. I've talked about the fact that like I'm on Lexapro and stuff on this podcast because it's like, you know, that might inhibit your sex life and stuff, and it can, and go out and check if you think it's happening to you. But I like never really talk about my depression so much, except for that I left a video on the How Come Instagram like a week ago, or a month ago, when I was like super suicidal. Like I didn't do anything, but I was just like, I want to die.
Those zones
I
of just your
die
heart rate is
so badly,
Yeah.
and I felt the need to tell the followers of the podcast. I was like, I'm not putting this shit up because I'm super depressed right now. I'll be fine, but let me know if you want to hear more about it. I doubt you do. And they were all like, no, we want to hear more about it.
Yeah.
And then like I put up this whole thing about like I want to die, and like not anymore. Like I'm fine. It was just because I stopped taking my meds, but like you really can get yourself to a place that is so crazy.
And you think it's you, and it's not. It's someone else driving. And once you step away, it's always like, oh, yeah. But when you're in it, it really, really feels like...
Yeah.
And
my devil side too is so like I'm smart. I'm always right about everything. So I
Yes.
must be right about the fact that like life is meaningless and like you need to kill yourself because like how does anybody even appreciate themselves? Like
I
you're
know.
all terrible people and we're all imperfect and we suck.
And the world is really, really dark right now.
Yeah.
And so like, I think for people, it's like, yeah, it's just a tough time. The world's dark, but again, once you snap out, you're like, oh, coffee's great, and my friends are great, and I love movies,
and we do
love,
get such a finite time
and we have
here,
such a
and
finite
Earth is
time.
so cool. And have you watched Planet
and we're
Earth? There's so
lucky,
many animals,
and we're on this great city, and like I'm eating the best food, and it's so like if you're going through something, like you got to hang on because it's like it comes back, but when you're in it, it can feel forever.
Yeah,
Time
and
slows.
you feel like you're the only one who feels that way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how does everyone not feel this way? And then the second I put that out the video, a lot of people were like, thanks for writing this. I really needed this today. Like,
Totally.
You know, like I was feeling this acting. I'm like, oh, okay.
I really think
Or-
so. Being adults, it's just hard. Like every year, you know more about the hardships of life. You lose more people. You learn about how fragile it all is. So it's growing up is hard, and mental health is not really talked about a lot. And
No.
and it's you don't want to feel ungrateful.
No.
So
And a lot of it's like wrapped up in sexual health too. Like
totally.
you can just like have an orgasm and like, oh my God, my brain feels so much better.
I know.
It's fucking chemically attached.
Totally.
It's crazy.
And periods are crazy too.
And periods are crazy.
Because I always will have a really, really dark day.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later,
yeah.
I'm bleeding. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait. Okay, so I'm not insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, sex is great too when it's just like, you're like, oh yeah, I'm loved by this person. I love this person. Yeah. I don't know.
No, it's it's not, I mean, I try not to be like, hey, everyone have a relationship, but there really is something nice about when you are in a relationship and you can share like the dark, weird parts of you and they're still like, yeah, no, I still like you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Okay, let's fuck. You're crazy, but I'm down.
Wow, you're wrong, but I'm cashing in.
Yeah.